This is where we fight!
The battle is on. Mars versus Venus with Nikki, Jaiga, and Rode.
Good morning, good morning. Again, it's Mars versus Venus. Friday. It's Friday somewhere in the world right now. Good morning to those listening, and of course those later on our YouTube channel. Don't forget you can check out all the past episodes. We welcome our beautiful ladies. We are imperfect, but we are beautiful in God's eyes because we are perfect in God's eyes. You got it? I know it went over Rudy's head. We welcome all the ladies, the mothers, the aunts, the grandmothers, the girlfriends, the sisters, the supporters. We welcome our gladiators, yeah. And we welcome the Spartans. Make some noise, Rudy. Woo. Yeah, the Spartans.
You think God have a microwave?
Who have a microwave?
God, you think you have a microwave?
Nah, he have the magic touch. Remember, he goes a bzzz.
And it get hot one time?
You're watching hot?
Yeah. Zzz. Yeah.
Let's go to hell.
All right, so we welcome the Spartans, you know. We do Mars versus Venus so we can have a better understanding of each other as we grow in relationships, you know. I came up with this term while I was on sick leave. I think it was pretty deep, so I want to share it. Yeah, a lot of thinking. Love is two imperfect people trying to bring out the best in each other.
You think you came up with that?
I did.
Okay.
You like it? Because that's what we are. We are imperfect people, right?
I think I saw on Google somewhere, you know.
No.
So if you're saying love is two imperfect people trying to bring out the best in each other.
Yeah, because think about it. When you come to a relationship, we all have baggage. We all have some kind of trauma. We all have some kind of trust issues. We all have something, right? And then you meet a man, ladies, and vice versa. He also has come to the relationship with his traumas and his issues and his likes and dislikes, right?
His kids.
Right. Everything.
His woman.
You come with your baggage.
His kids and his women.
Right? You come with your baggage. You both all here is like physically, if you think about it, if all you had to move in our house, you bring in all your crap and I bring in all my crap.
Some people just have like carry-on luggage and like, you know,
Right.
overhead luggage.
Exactly.
Some people, they have to pay for.
Yeah. Some people have
Wait.
containers. Right. But you decide you want to move into this house, right? Metaphorically or physically. And you're going to make this thing called love work because we love each other. Besides all the baggage, right? But we have the baggage. So this is where now I try to bring out the best in you and you try to bring out the best in me. Let's try and offload some of that baggage, right? So good, yeah boy, let me help you through with this. You sort through the bags, you think you don't need all of this, right? That is what relationships are. You don't pretend like everything is perfect and you try and hide away the baggage down in the basement. Look, if I put it down there, he ain't go see it. We have to deal with it.
So that's basically what we do
have
here
to
every
deal
day,
with
guys.
it.
We love each other to the point where we try to bring out the best in each other. I try to bring out the best in Nicole and asking her to please come to work, attend. Do not drink as much as you drink. Don't lime as much as you lime. It's just me really trying to bring out the best in Nicole.
Yes.
Because I know she can be the greatest at what she does.
Fullest potential.
Right?
If she just pulls back
from
from littlest of things, you
I just want
understand?
to pelt
Being responsible is very a big part in a relationship. Owning up.
Taking
Owning up and
accountability.
taking accountability for what you have done.
Exactly. Right?
And you too, Nicole, have to take accountability for the fact that you know you have work on a Monday, ease off the lime on a Sunday.
Wow.
You have Friday evening to do that.
Can we move on? Thank you.
No, because we are hurt in this relationship.
Oh, you're hurt.
In this relationship.
Really? All right.
In this relationship. And this is where we're going into the topic today. Abuse. You abuse your position as the only woman in this relationship.
Oh, wow. So someone has a note here. Why is it then that women just have more? Some people have trunk. In his mind, women have more baggage.
That's not true.
I don't believe that at all.
That's not true at all.
I think men have issues too that they
hide.
Not only that, but they haven't been taught how to deal with, because many of these issues come from our parents. Many of these issues we have in relationships come from parents. we see those who have had men and stable men in their relationships growing up. You know, that balance of a man and a woman. We see those kind of relationships. We see the kind of maturity in those kind of people. Sometimes versus where a man growing up only saw his mother being abused or what he thought was love, and that's how he's supposed to treat a woman, which probably it wasn't the right way.
Correct.
Right? So many of us have this in us, and it's up to us to decide, okay, you have a problem.
So, guys, let us just make it clear. Today's topic, we're dealing with abuse on all levels.
On all levels.
We're not going to just zero into physical or mental. We're speaking about it on all levels because there is abuse in many different forms and fashion.
Now, what I like, and of course this came out of the whole major hype issue and his wife, etc. What are dealing with her.
Fiance.
His ex-fiance. And why I say wife too, she lived with him for years. You know what I mean? I can't even get so technical. She lived with the man for years. She have a child for him. And she saw himself as his wife. So that's why I guess it comes out. Technically, they weren't married. But why I wanted to refer to her is because she talks about the things that are in abusive relationships. And many of us think these are the things we need to talk about. The hiding, right? She said many times she didn't put click on Facebook because you're not in a state to handle watching your mother and your sister on the phone, on a FaceTime.
Yeah.
Right? So we have to talk about our hiding. People can't understand. People who don't understand abuse cannot understand. Why you let us hide? Why don't go and tell your mother something?
She also made remarks on having to emotionally detach herself from, you know, the kids and her extended family as well, just so that she
All
could
part of the
hide
abuse.
or keep the secret to herself. Like is really take a toll on you when you cannot express how you're really feeling. So, and concerning the comment that guy make there, I think it may only seem that women carry a lot of baggage because they express themselves
More so
a
than
lot.
men.
They express themselves a lot and they hold back. So I think that is therapeutic in a way. It may not be for a man, but I mean it is very therapeutic to be able to speak on how you feel at any given time.
And not all women carry that gene.
Correct.
Make that
Right.
clear.
Yep.
Not all women
course not.
have that gene
we said
to
so.
express themselves and to see how they feel. Not all. There are some women who bundle up everything. They try to be this
Power
figure
woman.
of power.
Yeah.
This figure
I
of
can
nothing
handle it.
cares.
I got this.
This nonchalant type of functionality, and it causes problems too.
Right.
Because you find yourself in a situation where you trying hard to get through to somebody to figure out what's going on with them, and they don't bring it to the table, and then bam, one day they just explode, and then you feeling like you out in the cold, you don't know what is happening. It happens on both sides.
I think the mistake we make too is that we come into relationships thinking that we could fix the person.
Yeah.
When that is not really,
That
not
ain't
really
your
your job, you know.
Your job is not
No,
to
what
fix.
you see, let me talk from a woman's point of view. It's what we perceive as love, right? We know the man is not perfect, right? You know, you try and understand it from a woman's point of view, right? You have children, you have history, etc. And a man hits you. And she talked about it. He's so remorsefully sorry after. And he to the point where he wants to hurt himself.
That you want to take time off now
You
to
have no
console this
time
man.
to go through what he just did to you. You
Correct.
now have to deal with his feelings. And, oh God, he real sorry. Okay, let me put him back together so we could be better.
Correct.
And not knowing that we never dealt with the fact that you hurt me in the first place. Right? So, from my point, I just want to say publicly that my brother need help.
Of course. As the
Right?
first thing, you have to admit that you
have to
need some
admit.
sort of assistance.
You need help. I don't even see it as a bad mind thing against him. I see it as my brother need help. Because I understand his psychology. That needs serious help, right? There are children involved, you know what I mean? Because he has other children involved. This is a man they would look up to. I'm glad that the majority of people, and I say majority because not everybody is taken her side, right? I hate when people get into that because if you're really true to yourself and you watch what she said, and the things she said is a lot of things about abuse, right? You go back and women stay because of love, right? Also, she didn't do this before he started to embarrass himself, meaning that you love the man. You might not want to be with him, but you don't want to destroy the man. You don't want to bring down everything he is,
Correct.
has
She
worked
kept her
for.
composure.
Correct. That's
She,
right.
she kept her composure. In the first video, she didn't even really relate exactly what happened. She just wanted
She didn't call names, really.
Exactly. She
Exactly.
didn't
People
call
knew
one
very
name.
politically correct.
People knew who it was.
If
but
you
she
didn't know who her
tried-
husband was, you would know who she was
tried
talking
her
about.
best to keep it nice and kosher.
But then it started to get nasty about a sex tape, and I'm sure that is illegal in the US.
And it's illegal everywhere now.
Everywhere.
And let me just say this though, from a man's point of view, you spoke from a woman's point of view, from a man's point of view, and all fellas, some of them might get vexed with me, but the reality is, we just do often.
Yeah.
And egos are so inflamed. People don't understand. You see that ego
Egos.
thing? I keep talking about it all the time because
It's
most of the
man's
time,
biggest problem. When I say man, I see man, woman.
man and
biggest
woman,
problem.
biggest problem equals women. And I remember I keep telling all of this. All of a sudden, over the past 6 years, women's egos have been inflated heavily as well. So you're talking about what it takes
I
for
don't
her,
need no man
what it
attitude.
takes for her to come out and act that way. That in itself, you see that she had it. That was it, right? If you understand how this thing is go, people in that position, remember, they would have been ended a while. What we see on social media now and feeling like it's 2 days, 3 days, that's in a 2 and 3 days situation, bro.
And the abuse wasn't yesterday either.
You understand?
This
That was
years of
something
abuse.
ongoing. And remember, when you give a man bad habit, when you give anybody bad habit, men do it with women too. There's some women who you create this bad habit of making them believe that you will always bend backwards
you
for
gassing up
them.
their ego.
So their ego is gas. So
gassing
when
up
you
the ego.
stop doing it, they then turn on you as though you're the
Correct.
worst person on the planet.
Right.
And it happens with men as well. She encouraged, well, I don't say encouraged, she allowed him to always get his way after he did what he did. This is the time when she realized, listen, I can't do it anymore. So that is where the tripping off is starting. Because
Right.
in his
Ego.
mind, I'm accustomed to having this.
She's not back yet. She
Then
left, but
saying
she
it,
just come
and
back
then
by
started realizing,
now.
but by now she should have been back.
Yeah.
So he then started to do off thing.
All right. So I have a good question here. What if the woman bring all the issues from their past abusive relationships? So my answer to that is, and it's something you'll laugh at me all the time with, which is the wee road. If this is a woman that you love and all on the wee road, this is where you reach out to her and you get the help, and you'll get the help
Correct,
and
that's
move
right.
on. You don't say, oh God, she issues and she bad thing, and oh God, she went through that. No, this is where you say, okay, no, I can understand if she don't want the help, you've tried and tried and tried and tried and she can't, that's different. But I'm talking from your point of view, if your partner has issues, you're there for the good and the bad. Love is not no princess on a horse issue, which we've been taught as children. Love is serious hard work. If
Yeah,
all
but
you're on the wee road.
Hear this, Nicole. This is where I'm sure here how that question was posed and why it was posed, right? A woman who had past traumas, bad relationship and thing, meeting someone new, that will mean at some point she felt herself again. She is now willing to take a chance, a next chance. Remember,
Or-
it's different for women.
Or just going from one relationship to one relationship.
Right, so she gets in. In all fairness, at the top of that relationship, she's not going to start by saying, hi, my name is Nicole.
Nobody
and
does that.
Exactly.
Nobody
So here
does
where the
that.
problem starts. When you come into a fresh relationship and you hide the fact that you had all those issues.
And she will.
And exactly.
That is just human nature,
it is
Jaiga.
I understand. But
All of
here
us
with-
put on Sunday clothes.
But here when the problem starts, when she starts acting up and doesn't express, as you say, it's all about communication. So I wouldn't want you say the we road, yes, but you can't jump to the we road yet.
Well, exactly.
Until
You know-
you figure out he has to have the option or she has to have the option. A woman has to
It
have
takes a
that
while
option
to get to the wee road,
to
and if
say,
you all don't have the
I can handle this
foundation
or I can handle
or the
this.
substance to reach there, then you would have dismantled.
It should be,
if you're on the wee road
should
and
be-
you're still having those problems,
Yeah.
you have to move together as a couple.
I think it should be mandatory. It's just me, that after the honeymoon phase, because we all have that honeymoon phase where we deeply and utterly in love with the person and obsessed,
the
and
sex is
oh
best,
gosh, the
they
sex,
are
the
perfect.
communication, we have good chemistry.
She just
When
make
you
the
pass,
best
because you will
macaroni
pass
pie.
that stage at a point in time in a relationship, and once you sit down and you say, you know something, I think this is the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Yeah.
And all the marriage and the glitz and the glamour.
Or at least
we
try
should-
and make it work.
It should be mandatory that we go and we seek some sort of counseling.
because here the next issue with that.
We
Because
should.
because of how the world is set up now, a lot of those things are bypassed because of social media. People try to figure out people's lives because of things they've seen. You meet a new girl now, you start to watch a page, you start to think, you will kind of get an idea in your head. Okay, she used to go to this person in this time. Right. I remember she used to be with this man and they come and done and da. So you painting these pictures in your mind. And a lot of people, this is human nature, as Nicole was saying, ignore those things because you have already painted a picture in your mind, because in your mind you're seeing this person over the past 3 years living this particular life, now 2 are together. So you watch somebody's social media and believe that this is what it was doing when that whole scenario could have been a lie.
Of course,
that whole scenario could have been a lie. So you going in with that in your mind, and that is the problem we are all facing now.
I don't want to dig up too much in history, but past traumas has a lot to do with the issues that we're facing right now. Sometimes you think it's just the surface, and it's you and it's me and something wrong with our chemistry or whatever, but it may be deeply rooted in past traumas, and even not even you. It could be something with your mom or your grandmother, and really and truly, the black man was not taught for decades about family and how to keep a family together. Because remember, back in slavery days, once a black man wasn't allowed to be emotionally attached to his spouse or children. If it is the slave master that realize that you getting too attached, he would send you off on another. He would sell you and send you somewhere else. So it goes back in history that the black man was always that one that has to be detached, not show emotions, not be able to communicate with his loved ones, and it's still going on from generation to generation.
To unlearn, and we have to teach our children better, Rudy. That's my point. You all have girls, but we have to change the way we think.
Yeah, I sorry to be this person, but at the end of the day, a lot of men too use those excuses.
It's not an excuse,
Past trauma.
It's not an excuse,
No, but
it is real.
Yeah, I understand.
It is real. It's not an excuse.
But time to fix it.
Yes, time to fix it, but you have to then look at yourself first. You have to know to yourself, buddy. Let me tell you something. With all past trauma and past trauma, everybody know right from wrong, bro. You have to admit to yourself. But wait, let me finish now. You have to admit to yourself. Like I always tell everybody, if you're an F-boy, stand on your F-boy leg, bro.
Yeah.
That is who I am. Listen to me, honey.
Exactly.
This is who I am.
Don't let girls fall in love with you.
Do not try and
giving
sell
the
no
impression.
dream,
But
bro.
at the same time, when it is you get into a relationship with a woman, and deep down inside, you really want to do good by this woman, But as you say, your past traumas and the things that you were taught, sometimes that is just overwhelm everything. It is in your nature. You've been doing it. You've been seeing it.
Yeah, but
Me and my partner started therapy together and apart 6 months. Therapy together and apart 6 months into being together. Rudy, the Groot is amazing. And I think every couple should have that. I know everybody can't afford it. But, maybe if you go to a leader in your church, somebody to just air out what you'll need to air out every so often.
But also knowing that in doing that, there's an underlying thing there that people need to also admit. Sometimes everybody's not for everybody.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
And that is what you need to realize. People just feel like, let us go to something. Brother, it doesn't work for everybody.
It's like, as they say, taking a round hole and putting a square peg. It's trying to make it fit.
But some people don't want that. Doesn't want to accept that.
Yeah.
Your therapist or whoever you're going to, the ultimate goal is not to keep you together, It's supposed to be an individual journey and to see if you're really compatible. The therapist is not supposed to be trying to keep all together.
If it means you're not compatible, you're adult and grown enough to accept it. And to all have a great relationship apart.
Yep.
You are asking for an even number from an unbalanced equation. Until complaints of abuse by both men and women are given the same treatment, we will never get over these issues. Quincy. Why was Nikki being abused for being sick? Okay, guys.
Nico, you see, that's the thing. That's what we're talking about. Until, you see, say the equation, Nikki's not being abused for being sick. The abuse comes from the fact that Nicole was not responsible in past transgressions.
What?
Nicole has come here many a mornings when she was not sick and could have focused.
I was here.
But was sit down outside and put her head down in sorrow. and say, oh God,
So does that bother you, Jaiga?
Yes, it bothers me
bothers
because you should be
because you lock up in a house by yourself whole day, whole night, and I could just be by myself and have fun.
Wow.
We need therapy in this room.
We need a counselor in here, brother. You saw me being by myself.
In a dark room, don't forget that.
Wow.
You're just reminding me to continue signing up for therapy. I started earlier this week. Thank you. Yes. I think, look at Jerry and I, took 20 years, and you know, we are each other kind of therapy. But I think, and we were talking that the other day, that I think as a couple, we're into 20 years relationship, we should just go and see what they say. And you know.
I showed Jerry. I showed.
Don't that. I ain't making no sense.
I showed Jerry. I really think
that ain't making no sense.
But you know,
all year.
We try and communicate a lot more now. And
I think with age, Nicole, with where you and Jerry.
But that's why I want people to listen, to kind of learn from what I've gone through and kind of put Jerry.
Who's Jerry therapist?
Himself.
The ocean.
Yeah, the ocean. He's going to talk plenty.
No,
Jerry, you talking to the ocean, yeah, baby?
Jerry will go there and talk to the sun.
I never had shame in telling people therapy is one of the most amazing things. And people have this whole, especially black men, especially in Trinidad, have this notion that when you go to see a therapist,
Caribbean men, bro.
Yes, a madman.
Madman thing, boy.
No, but have people, listen, you know how disheartening it is to have a conversation with somebody and you're telling them, yeah, going to my therapist, and they start to look at you like, let me stay for me, you gotta be mad. That is so ignorant.
And many abusers don't want to go because they have to admit it.
It is
so when you're an abuser and you say, babes, you know, let's go to therapy now, let's try and get over this. That little boy thing,
there's a
not
man
for me.
who resting on his own understanding.
And don't want to help himself. Don't want to help himself. How you could watch your woman?
I don't need no help. I
with
good.
Black eyes and bruises and in hospital and don't want to help yourself.
Well, you look for that.
You
look for that, boy.
Yeah.
I was in my corner by myself. I got enough.
Yeah.
I was in my corner. You come jumping me right through, boy.
Therapy can only work if both believe in it. So true. That means whatever the result may be, and also if the both parties recognize they have problems. There are some people who are comfortable in their pain and they have coped with it for so long, they believe it's enough. That's so true.
That statement there,
by yourself.
That's true, because I was told, like, for instance, glasses, right? Having a conversation with my therapist, we make jokes about it. For years, you kind of train yourself. Remember, my eyes wasn't 100.
It was kind of cookie.
Oh my
Middle finger to you.
I seen an index.
Wow.
You put an index on his hand.
So understand what I'm
you
saying, right?
Eye when you
no, bro.
When you do speaker walks?
No, God, listen to me. Listen to me now.
You'd have fall off the box, boy.
When you look at video, you had cookie eye?
You'd have fall off that box, boy.
Tell about this girl.
You shut it.
She come out to right now in the hospital.
Speaker box, but you miss the box.
What's this?
Tell about this girl.
You shut it. No, but you train yourself into believing that, okay, it's fine until somebody put the right lens on, right? And you're like, oh, cool, this real clear, boy. Not that you wasn't seeing, you know. You didn't realize that you wasn't seeing. You could have seen way better.
It's
that
funny
is what therapy is.
That we go to sport therapy to repair damaged muscle, but we seek no therapy to repair damaged mindset.
The thing is, Nikki, how much of us paying for vehicles and carry vehicles every month to get service?
Yep.
And pay insurance every year.
Pay
It's a man that's some old vehicle and they don't want to let go
wash,
them a baby.
on
everything the works.
But you wouldn't
but your
go
personal journey, you don't want to take
that yourself. Morning, guys. December 26th would be 1 year since I'm free from abuse. He still comes at me mentally, but I can handle it better. To the ladies out there breaking free, wouldn't be easy, but it would be worth it. And just watch Miss Kirby video boy. I get that kind of
abuse only come in physical. There's some women who their traumas are differently because of the attachment they have with a guy. Like you might love a guy unconditionally, like with all, and his response to your love might be what your expectation was. And in that high expectation, you end up in a situation where you feel heavily abused in terms of the response you want from the guy you're not getting. So you then start to go into this cocoon. And feel not wanted. And
a million things in our heads, and it just gets the hole just gets deeper and darker, and we seem to can't get out. I am saying to any woman, listen to Kirby's video and get strength from her. I am sure she didn't realize that she could literally crush him if she had to bring down his career, the power, what
Yeah.
she did yesterday. Yesterday alone, he lost 100,000 followers,
I think it's two.
right? And it's going to get worse because he, in the great America, and America don't touch you with abuse behind you. You have to get therapy, etc. They're not touching you. We've seen it. And I'm just saying that, there's strength in what she did. She might feel it at the time but you could see in her, I'm an actor, you're always watching body language.
She's a thin boy.
Her first one was very timid. You saw her body very...
The second one you could tell was angry.
And the second one, but by the third one, my girl was sitting up straight and talking loud into the camera. Hear me. Hear what I have to say. Nikki, I'm being abused too. Child to parent abuse. Especially psychological, need to get some discussion. I think the worst abuse is the psychological. You don't see the scars. So the child to the parents. So can you imagine you being scared of your own child in your house?
I'm not matter scared of the child, There's some children who are so advanced in their thinking. They will manipulate a situation, especially if there are two separate parents. They will manipulate a situation to make you feel as guilty as possible. And when they get the response that they're looking for, they will continuously use it as a trigger now.
And that person is going to have a relationship. Sadly.
First party, I have arrived.
Aqua. Morning,
All
Aqua.
things. Good evening. Jaiga.
You're late this morning, my brother.
Up.
Thank you, Aqua. I started going when I realized my trauma made me a complete clown. My ex was emotional abusive, and my current partner had to call me out on it.
And that's the next thing too. Calling somebody out on their issues is never easy because you don't want to jeopardize.
feel attacked.
You don't want to jeopardize your situation. You remember you getting in a relationship with somebody, right? Like with a guy and a girl. Let's say a girl getting a relationship, she like the guy, whatever, he doing whatever, but she's seeing signs of offness. Like maybe how he operates with her ex. There's some fellas who believe that, all right, that's my ex, but we cool and da-da-da-da-da. But some of the things, like there's some relationships that have red flags in it where you can see things
plenty.
like you could have exes, people could have relationships with past people, but there is a level at some point that you have to have respect for your current situation. You cannot allow, like, your girlfriend telling you, yeah, well, Marvin, just come in and check me later. And when he call you and Marvin lying down, and you lying down between Marvin and all this scrolling through your phone.
Respect. But then
You
on the
answering me
flip
on
side.
speakerphone and Marvin at the side here. But that is just Marvin. That is just Marvin.
Well, that's my point. Couples have to see it. You have to be on the same page, because there have some couples you can't even like a man picture. Jikes.
That's the next level.
That's the flip side of that. You can't even like somebody. Wait, so what you like any picture for? And you realize, but wait, you start to like the man.
That's
he's telling
insecurity.
you, and it's
at the highest level.
and it's going to grow, and it's going to get
Insecurity
worse
at
and
the
worse and worse
highest
from the
level.
simplest little things. So what you gotta like he picture for?
You don't like my picture?
Yeah, those kind of things, and it just grows and grows. And you have to see, the point is you have to see the signs. If that is not a little sign, and you're thinking, oh, he where were you? You're thinking he checking up, he loved me, he checking on me every minute. Sign.
My slogan, I will stay with my slogan till I die. You have to know your beast. At the end of the day, there are
Good
things.
morning, guys. So therapy can only work if you want to work on yourself and want to make yourself better. I know people in therapy 15, 16 years and they're still the same toxic way. And a therapist once told me that being in a relationship with somebody and not having them come to therapy with you to, for you guys to work on yourselves together and apart is like having a bucket of contaminated water. And you have to clean this water and put it back somewhere. But the only place you have to put it back is that dirty bucket. What you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows about therapy. Therapy has to be
Breakfast party. Good morning. Nikki.
Party.
So glad you're feeling better, baby. Jaiga, Rody, Raw,
Morning, Patty.
the whole team, everybody. Just want to say, Jackyo, you're disturbing me. I mean, you need to cure yourself of that mental illness you have with the ladies, always getting in trouble.
Jackie.
I heard that Jackyo wanted a tea bag, wanted a Lipton, didn't get that either, didn't get
Oh Lord, I can't deal with Jackie right now. Sorry, Patty.
Yeah, he in the next soul drama.
No, too much. Be a better man, meaning mask off your toxic masculinity ideals. Address your trauma through therapy, and nurture your new habits. Time for us to unlearn. And The narrative needs to change from fixing to improving. Everyone's equating therapy with people having issues is the very reason Jaiga gets looked at sideways. You take your car to the mechanic for oil change, etc. to avoid a large problem coming soon. Therapy is about improving yourself as an individual, and everyone can improve. We talk about that all the time. If you weren't listening, we talk about improving. We know no one is perfect.
Exactly.
But we all could be better. And that's what I talk about. Jerry and I feel we have a great relationship, but I'm sure we could be better, we could improve, we could better understand each other, better communicate. And this is where you can't feel you so good. Many of us feel we so good in relationships. You have the problem, not me.
Yeah. Well, how years, I mean, it's a little difficult to go about telling now you peel out dry. You peel out dry.
That's a whole different mood.
It dry.
That's the communication
that's
part.
what-
You have
and
to
the
get to
honesty we're
you have to
talking
get to the
about.
point where, listen, there's little
How
things
therapy
again.
to tell you peel out dry, boy.
One of the biggest things for
You didn't
everybody
listen,
to you see, accepting. A lot of people don't like to accept, and
Yeah.
one of the first
Flaws
things you
to
have to
themselves.
understand is everybody is not for everybody. You might
Yeah.
have been with somebody for 20 years,
Yeah.
and that don't mean it was good enough. That 20 years of your life was wasted because that
Yeah.
was not the person for you. And you meet somebody in 20 days and feel a difference.
Yeah, yeah.
And that is life, bro.
It's back on
Once
the-
you
it's
can
back on
get
the-
once you can get to the understanding, you're on your way.
I think after 20 years, boy, I think sometimes you outgrow people, yes, but I think to a certain extent, you stop wanting growth.
Many people settle in life. Many people are comfortable.
Just like
comfortable
where we could go again.
relationships.
You know, where
right?
we could go again.
When
with this.
he's a policeman, I know exactly how much he does make every month. I know I could do every month. And he's across, but at least I know what I have. I'm safe, I'm comfortable.
Yeah,
You know,
that
people
too.
in relationships, sir?
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah, I can't live so with her. But that's all.
Then you peel out dry. I don't tell her that I'm counseling, boy.
All right, guys.
Ah, boy.
We coming back. Squeeze one there, oh. We have what's trending coming up. Whoa! Your man say he don't like me.
Hey,
He make you unfollow me on IG.
hey,
But you know, I think about you nightly.
Nightly, every night me I scroll
Hey.
through.
morning, Ocean World. How you doing this morning?
I know
know.
you have somebody,
I
Yeah.
know that is your man.
but I still want to mix up
Link up.
and keep the thing hush. Let me take this.
COVID, stop all of that.
Think about it.
COVID, say, hush.
Oh God, hey.
Morning,
about it,
Ocho World. So if you just joined us, you can get the whole show a little later
Oh,
on
yeah.
YouTube, right? Wang wang. So wait, your first name is Pushing?
Where is Wang Wang? So you want to
Wang
make your
Wang,
first name is
Wang
pushing.
Wang.
Don't take it off from me. You bowling wing wing a long time.
Long time.
Let's get some love out here. Hey, play with girls say, I have no baggage.
Good for you, honey.
It's the ones who just say that really
Abuse, in my opinion, is one human trying to control another. Sometimes I wonder if it is in our nature. Look at the world today. In some shape or form, there's always somebody trying to control somebody. Let's be honest.
true.
The big question is, how do we stop nature if that's what it is? Morning, Lester. Maybe I nature, you know.
No.
That's more nature, I feel, than nature.
Yeah, you're playing it too broad there.
I was in an emotionally abusive relationship for 4 years. Didn't even realize. He called me fat. He said he no longer wanted sex with me, and so I lost weight. And he still didn't want sex. After that, I had major surgery, and he left me to fend for myself. I was so embarrassed. I never asked my friends for help and ended up back in hospital just a few days later after complications. In the end, he just stopped talking to me and walked out of my life with no explanation. I've not had a long-term relationship since and think about him and what's wrong with me from time to time. To the world, he was the nicest man and no one had an idea. So sad. Emotional abuse destroys you. You are strong, my sister. You know what I mean? You should be thanking God he walk out there.
There's a blessing in disguise there.
Sometimes we don't see the blessing. See it as a blessing, my sister. Morning, Marlene, out in Baltimore. Welcome back. Thank you. Happy Friday to everyone. Have a blessed weekend. After 20 years, I realized that I was in a bad relationship and left without any quarrel or dispute. I just left. Took you 20 years, my girl, but I'm sure you're stronger now because of it. I've been in therapy to control my ego and gain emotional intelligence. People want to achieve, but not realizing it's their ego holding them for reaching their goals. Thanks for talking about this topic. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing.
brother.
Crystal sending love from Long Island. She says she's been sick all week and the guys have been keeping her strong. Nice.
Yeah, you up.
Hi, good morning, guys. So I was married and in a mentally abusive relationship. I had my own insecurities as a woman already, and I shared those insecurities with my ex-husband, which was the worst thing that I could ever do. Because when I was down um, mentally, he used those things that I've told him that I shared with him to then make sure and remind me from time to time that is who I am and that's who I will always be. I didn't realize it until I left. I left feeling like, how can I do this? Two kids, how am I doing this? And then I had to remember, I was doing this before I met him.
Oh, yeah.
I had one child, and I was doing this
Yeah.
before I met him. So I can do this. Um, 8 years later, I'm doing this,
You
and I
go,
am
girl.
winning over here. Her first video was freeing. You could see
Yeah.
when you speak your truth, it's like a weight, like someone took a weight off her shoulders. She looked like she was coming into herself. So proud of her. It's how I felt when I moved into my first apartment out of that home. It's like I was free. Someone took the shackles off of my foot and I was free. She looked that way and I'm proud of her and happy for her.
Yeah.
Hope he gets some help though.
You know, the thing is, it's really important. It's more important what you tell yourself versus what others tell you. You know, you see, when you wake up every morning and tell yourself is so important to your life. You have to remind yourself every day that
But
you're
Molly
great.
have
You know,
that line where you could run, you can't run from yourself.
can't
you know.
run. You can't run. You
Some
you
point you
have
gotta
to be able
face
to
yourself.
motivate yourself.
And you know what happened yesterday too with that
I just try to do it and Nikki always burn me down for going on the hill.
Yeah.
See, it's hard
Yeah,
to
because-
motivate yourself and then come in this room, and this room is a demotivator. You try to wake up in the morning
Did
with
you
a
miss
positive
me,
spirit,
Jaiga? Did you
and then you
miss
come,
me?
you tell yourself, God,
Did
thank you
you
for this
miss
day,
me?
thank you for being here. Then you
I
walk in
got-
this building
I boot up.
as you walk up this door, and as you walk up here and you hear this. It's gone. It's going in the corner, they saying, watch.
Sweating up his head.
Next, this one coming. And watch, I get your dominant notice. And the next thing, so, guys, we are here as a vessel, a tool to teach you be better than us. Because we not good at all. This whole room need therapy. We need a man outside. As soon as we done here, let's go in the boardroom and sit
Sit
down.
down.
I think we should invite our therapist the
Yeah,
next Mars versus
I don't
Venus.
bring mine, but
And let's
no,
just
no,
discuss.
me and him let's talk about it all the time. Me and him just bring money.
Fine, you should bring the man, boy.
Nah, afraid boy. You go see him, man. He's afraid all over. All ain't ready for
Bring
that.
the man,
That
I thought we should
level,
do
all
a
not
man.
at that level yet.
Ariane, good morning.
All not there yet.
Great topic. We can reflect on our journey, and it takes a lot of changes. Open conversations, prayers, acceptance, crying. Our relationship is rock solid today, but we still work on it daily. I love Ingrid so much, it's crazy. We are one. Love and blessings from Ari and Ingrid. Let me just, as we
Ari,
wrap it up,
Ingrid.
that video touched many women yesterday, and hopefully it touched many men too. Because I was proud to see so many, especially Caribbean men, say, "No, my brother, you're
You're off,
cancelled.
you're off, you're off,
You need
you're off,
help. You're cancelled." Because there was a time where Caribbean men, that was the norm. There's no longer the norm for you to
No.
beat the woman. It's still very high in the Caribbean, especially in Trinidad. But she reminded every woman of every time a woman got abused or hit. That pain came right back yesterday for every woman, right? Every time something like that happens, it hurts me as a woman because I know it have real women in this country going through that. Plenty of my
Right now.
sisters going
And
through
quiet.
that right now.
And as
Can't
I
even
said-
comment on the page. Can't say nothing because you in that same situation.
Shout to my girl J Bless out of New York. We had a great conversation too.
Nice.
And what I'm saying is,
And it's time for men to talk too, and I'm glad men talking, Jikes.
men need to own up. As I always say, hypocrisy is one of the worst sickness in the world, and that's something I always fight against. When you want to, and being complicit, when you have a brethren and you know for a
Yeah, you
fact
encourage
your
Yeah,
brethren
boy.
know,
nonsense.
Time to step up.
you might lift up your hand and hit somebody if
Yeah,
you know you
yeah.
lying with a man as we do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, nah.
But are you
Yeah,
hitting
let's
the
sign
girl
off
too?
that boy.
Yeah.
You hitting too.
Yeah,
you
you
could
need
say
to be
we want from
cancelled too,
time
my
staying
brother.
silent, you hitting too.
The
And
days of staying silent about domestic violence are gone. We have to open up. We have to talk about it and
You-
save lives.
And it-
walking
Is-
around, and the ones who just want to run and play talk, bro. If all they know, or like I just say proud and break everybody
Walk
know me.
away.
Me no secret with me, me don't. I am not no angel. I do my thing, but at the end of the day, I have never ever raised my hand to anybody. Girls might call there, like Pashi, they should told the girls of love before they might call there and say, yeah, Jaiga is a dog, but not for that.
Yeah.
You only raise your hand in party.
You understand? They might say, but he on the radio, not he's such a yep.
No,
I
but
could
I
be
am
a dog,
hoping.
but not at that level.
I am hoping this has also made men check themselves.
Yeah.
Men out there who are abusers, check yourself, because real people say, nah, boy, you know, major high boy, that man's so funny.
Funny and nothing to do with that, buddy.
Nothing to
And
do.
at the end of the day, funny and nothing to do with that. When you're a dog, you have to first admit being a dog. Understand who you are. Accept who you are.
Mitzi does get lashed to her.
Yeah, they say like he's beat Mitzi.
Like Mitzi does
She's
get
like, why
licks
she
too?
the thief?
I feel Mitzi getting licks to her.
Listen to what I'm telling earlier.
mean
This
Mitzi-
thing not
Mitzi-
it. We making jokes to try and keep it light, but it's a
Aye,
conversation.
it's
It's an
not a joke
uncomfortable
And I
conversation
say,
we have to have.
as we say, I ain't even reaching as far down in major relationship. I talk to
Yeah.
my brothers and sisters right here in Trinidad, right here. Need to stop too many of our women. Right now, look at this case we're talking about this morning. They're wondering now if it's homicide. You know, and
He's
it's
saying
just
that she think she did it to herself.
self, and either way, just to know a woman, think about those last few moments on earth before the man who supposedly love her kill her. We gotta stop that.
We need to stop competing against each other too, boy. We have this thing as black men and black women always in competition with each other. We really need to cut that nonsense out, eh?
All right, guys, if you know you need help, reach out. There's a lot of help available out there. Find out about it, and let's try and treat our sisters and mothers much better.
And the TTPS too. We got another incident with our brethren who went to report that his significant other was verbally and physically abusing him, and they laugh at him.
Yeah. We talk about that all
Walk
the
into
time.
the station, they
flip
laugh
side.
at him.
That's our culture, you know.
Yo, man,
I'll
lashing
never
you.
forget as a youth man.
Yeah,
I had
imagine
an-
going on the block
I
and
got
talking
from
to
it.
that woman that's
I
hit
had
you with
an
frying
accident
pan.
and an accident in Santa Cruz. I remember I just got my license because I've been around 17, now turn 18. I had a small bounce about doing the right thing, going to the station to report. While there, a girl came into the station and say, oh, let's see, look, I come here last time and look, watch what you do, man. This was a boxing money. I'll never forget this. That officer turned and watched that woman and say, come to you, boys, boxing day, where's a little box?
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, why telling you? If I'm a policeman, could tell you that.
I think we have a lot of work to do.
Real work to do,
Plenty.
bro.
And we have a lot of unlearning to unlearn. All right, guys, that was another edition. Serious one today.
The show closed.
I
Mars
know,
versus
I
Venus
know.
was nice. All the Wang is in the Wangs.
Wang.
Pushung is here.
Pushung, Wang,
Pushung
Wang.
is here, so that means we should be up early. Because the Wang is here.
No, Wang had a first name.
Yeah, Pushing is here, so hopefully all will be well.
I'll call him pushing.